These three were all 5 stars, so this has been on my TBR for so long. I can't pronounce this to save my life, but I'm gonna try. Once again, Nina is on the litter box. Color coordinated, I've now realized. Hello lovely bookworms, I'm Esmay from Paradise of Pages on Instagram and also on Twitter, and welcome to another round of Game of the Books. So as you probably know at this point, I play a game called Game of the Books, which is actually inspired by Game of the Goose, and of course inspired by all the lovely people who also make book games, but I wanted to do something that is just me, and that is my Game of the Books. Like it is, as you can see, if you know Game of the Goose, or Ganzenborden as it is in Dutch, which is where I know it from, this is the same board, but I have, of course, made it my own. So every single month I roll 4 times, pick 4 books, and hope for the best. This is the new board. If you want to know the rules, I will link the first video with this new board. I think it's on this side. I'm not completely sure, but I think it's that side. And yeah, I'm gonna stop talking, put the board away because I don't have to hold it up. And we are gonna start with roll number 1. As I said, we're gonna roll 4 times, once again with the d20. And let's hope we don't surpass 63 because that means I'm reading an extra book. Also, before I actually get into things, I completely forgot to tell you the books that I've read and the books that I was supposed to read. Let me quickly grab them and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've grabbed them. This is a last time stack, so they're actually very color coordinated, I've now realized, but I had to read Markswoman, Fable, The Bone Witch, and We Free the Stars by Hafsa Faizal. I am proud to say that I finished almost all of them. I'm currently reading The Bone Witch, and I think I can finish that before the month is up. If I can't, I will of course read that before. I'm going to read the the 4 new ones. But I am so far really enjoying it. These 3 were all 5 stars, so you can see how good my reading month was last month. I was so happy, and I think I will be doing a wrap-up for the first 3 months of the year, so I will talk a bit more about these, but they were all new favorites, so very good reading month. Okay, so that was the stack from last month, and let's just quickly start with roll number 1. Okay, welcome to a new round. Let's not talk too much, let's just start with roll number 1. 3. A blue, that's a physical TBR book. Sherry Thomas, The Burning Sky. Oh, I've had this on my TBR for ages. I don't even know what this is about anymore. Okay, we're starting off with a blue, and a blue means that it's a book on my physical TBR. And for this one, I have to read Sherry Thomas's The Burning Sky. This has been on my TBR for so long. I don't even remember. I remember when I got them, because I got them secondhand when I went to Boekenfestijn in Leeuwarden, but that could have been 2016. Otherwise, it's 2017. So I've had these for a long time, and it's high time that I read it. So it's why I put it on the card, but I am actually very content that I'm finally picking this one up. And as I said, that is The Burning Sky by Sherry Thomas. I don't know too much about this. I will quickly read you the synopsis. Oh, that's already a name I can't pronounce. I can't pronounce this to save my life, but I'm gonna try. Ianthe, Seaborn, is the greatest elemental mage of her generation, or so she's been told. The one prophesied for years to be the savior of the realm. It is her duty and destiny to face and defeat the Bane, the most powerful tyrant and mage the world has ever known. This would be a suicide task for anyone, let alone a reluctant 16-year-old girl with no training. Guided by his mother's visions and committed to avenging his family, Prince Titus has sworn to protect Ianthe, I hope that's how I pronounce it, even as he prepares her for their battle with the Bane, but he makes a terrifying mistake of falling in love with the girl who should have been only a means to an end. Now with the servants of the tyrants closing in, Titus must choose between his mission and her life. The Burning Sky, the first book in the Elemental trilogy, is an electrifying and unforgettable novel of intrigue and adventure. So, very much adventure, very much... I feel like this one is also pretty old, so there might be some old sort of favorite tropes in here, which I will see. Wait, can I see when it was published? 2013, so it's quite an old book already. But nonetheless, I'm very excited, and what drew me in before I bought them was the cover. I think they're absolutely stunning, so I cannot wait to dive into this one. Okay, roll number 2. 7. Orange, a regular prompt. Read a book with sprayed edges or that includes a map. Okay, I'm gonna have to search for that, but that should be fine. For roll number 2, we have an orange, and for this one, I had to read a book with sprayed edges or that one that includes a map. I have issues with sprayed edges books because I rarely have any. I have a couple, but I actually have a book that I really want to read, and that one has a map, so that's what I went for. I went for a book with a map. And it will probably come as no surprise that I want to read the sequel to Markswoman, which is Mahimata. This is by Rati Murata, and as I said, this is the sequel to Markswoman. I will explain a little bit what Markswoman is about, because I can now from the top of my mind, because I read the book. What this book is basically about, or, well, the first book, I can actually grab it, it's right here. There we go. What this book is about is basically it follows 2 main characters. One of them is Markswoman, and the other one is a Marksman. And what these Markswoman and Marksmen do is they keep the peace throughout the country, and they learn martial arts, and they also learn sort of an, how do you say it, sort of an intense type of meditation, that kind of thing. So there's also magic in this world, but also a lot of fighting and a lot of intrigue, and basically the main female protagonist that we're following, her mentor gets murdered, and then she decides to leave her order, and that's basically where the story starts off. This is all in the synopsis, by the way, I checked. I will not say anything else. I think you should just pick up this book and read it for yourself because it is absolutely amazing, and that is why I'm going to read the sequel. I'm not going to tell you anything about this, obviously, because I would spoil you, but very excited to dive into this one. Once again, Nina is on the litter box. She always does this. When I film, I rarely film, but when I film, she just decides to go to the litter box. Yeah, she also doesn't really know how to bury her boobies because she's trying to bury the walls of her litter box. I love you, I do, but why do you have to do this right now? Thank you. Roll number 3. 12. Ooh. Wild card. That is always nice. I needed that. I kind of needed that this month. Okay, that's great. Okay, so we have a wild card, and wild cards are always great. They're just something for me to fit in whatever I want, and I don't need any rules. And for this one, I actually received a book last month, I think, or the month before already, which has recently been released, that I'm quite excited for, and that is Bridge of Souls by Victoria Schwab. This is the 3rd book in the Cassidy Blake series, and for now, the final one. I definitely hope that there will be more in this series because it's very enjoyable and it's easy to be expanded. So if she ever decides to write more, definitely possible. In this series, we follow Cassidy Blake, who has a near-death experience, and because of that, she can now see ghosts and is able to go beyond something called the Veil. And in this veil, she can see ghosts, and usually they're bad ghosts because the good ghosts, so to say, have already passed on to the afterlife. So she is with her parents, and her parents are very much into the supernatural, the afterlife, that kind of thing. She hasn't told her family what she can do, but she is with her family when her family decides to make a documentary on haunted places. And that's basically where she goes in every single book. She goes to a different haunted place because her parents are making a documentary of it. And that basically gets her in all the most dangerous places, because usually these haunted places have the most dangerous ghosts, and that's where her story starts. I want to keep this vague so that you know what it is about. It is highly entertaining. She also has a best friend who is a ghost, which is even better. He's very fun character, and I am excited to read this one. I'm also kind of sad because this is the final one, hopefully for now, but it is the final one, so let's see what I think about it, but that is my wild card for this month. And the final roll, roll number 4. 11. Green, which is also a prompt. Let's see. Read a book with magic. Okay, I'm gonna have to do a little bit of research for this, but should be fine. And finally, we have a green card, and that one is Read a Book with Magic. And this one actually fit perfectly because I have a buddy read coming up with Jane from The Bookaholic. I will link her down below. She's just lovely, and she's such a nice person. Also, there might be some other things in the work with Jane and also some other YouTubers, so get excited for that. But that is coming this month, definitely, and we will talk about this more once we have the time. But for now, I have a buddy read, and I am so excited to get into this book. We were supposed to read this last month, and when I was filming my TBR, I completely forgot about it, so here it is now. We actually decided to postpone it a month because we were both like, you know what, let's just read it next month. So, the book that we're gonna read is none other than Stardaughter by Schwab. I think that's how you pronounce her name. I hope it is. How stunning is this, by the way? Just FYI. This book has magic. I quickly checked on Goodreads, and Goodreads it's actually labeled as fantasy magic. So, I mean, our main protagonist I think is the daughter of a star, so if that doesn't sound magical, I don't know what is. I think something along those lines. About this book, I think it is basically our main protagonist, like I said, is the daughter of a star, and on her 17th birthday, her magic sort of releases and her pull towards the sky gets really, really great, and then that's where her story starts. Like I said, I don't want to know too much about my books. I say this in every video, but before I go into them, I like to know the bare minimum. Just know that I'm interested in it, and then I will see for myself. Same thing with this one. Hopefully we can get this finished before the month is up, and I am very, very excited to be buddy reading this one. So those were all of the books for this month, and like I said, I have a total of 4, and not as color coordinated as last time. And let me quickly add the other one on top, because I do have to finish The Bone Witch. Making this the stack, I think this is pretty doable. I hope it is pretty doable. I'm excited for it. And hopefully I will like these as much as I loved all the books from last month. Though, I mean, it's not very likely that I'm gonna get 4 5-star reads again. But I am very excited for them. So, let's see how this will be. That said, something I do want to mention is that pretty soon you can expect the announcement for Desertathon 2021. This will be the month of May, as some of you probably know. If you want to follow the Desertathon? Wow, I'm doing it myself too. Desertathon Twitter, I will link that down below so that you can already follow me there or follow us there, because we're gonna do some reading sprints with other YouTubers. Femke's gonna be more into it this year because I asked her to join me a little bit more, and yeah, I'm just super excited and expect that soon. That said, this is my TBR for the month of April. I hope I will love all of them. Please let me know what you are reading this month, and if you've read any of the books on my TBR, I always would love to know what you think of them. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe to our channel and press the little bell icon so you can post notifications every single time that we upload a video, especially for that Desertathon announcement, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye!